go ahead and test it, okay?
That's fine.
Yeah. One, two, three, four, five. Go ahead and count to 5.
2, 3, 4, 5.
A little louder.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Good.
We'll test it here. See. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first boys basketball triple header that we'll be covering here from SHS TV Productions. I'm Greg Snyder along with Caleb Sparks. Caleb, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not bad. Let's get right to the starters as the Yellow Jackets take the floor. Number 1, Conley New. Number 4, Jack Davidson. Number 10, Landon Davis. Number 21, Chris Hudgens. And number 33, Carter Elsner. For Piqua, starting will be number 4, Aiden Meyer. Number 5, Tanner Kemp. Number 23, jumping center there, Caleb Lyons. Number 1, Neil Bayman. And number 15, Maxwell King. Piqua will control the tip. 7-minute quarters we play here in the first freshman game that we'll be covering this year. Carter Elsner with good defense for the Jackets. Rebound comes down to Landon Davis, who will bring it across half court for the Jackets. Sidney coached by Christian Taylor, a freshman English teacher here at Sidney High School. There's going to be our first foul of the game on Piqua as Landon Davis draws the foul. That foul is on number 21, Landon Hare.
Good way to start it off, getting a foul.
That's interesting because he's not in the game, so I think the scoreboard might be. Oh, they called an offensive foul. Excuse me, my fault. Off to a rocky start there. That foul is going to be on Chris Hudgens, who must have moved the screen. And Piqua will get the ball. Stolen by Jack Davidson from Sidney. Davidson will stop in the lane, fire a two-point shot, and hit it.
Great way to start off the fast break.
Jack Davidson with the first bucket of the game, and the Jackets take an early 2-0 lead. Piqua has the ball. Kemp will run the point for Piqua. He's going to drive on Carter Elsner. Help from Conley New is a little bit late. Rebound comes down to Caleb Lyons, who puts it back up and in.
Good offensive rebound there.
Knotted up at 2, 1 minute into the game here. Freshman boys basketball, Sidney and Piqua. Landon Davis will pass on the left wing to Davidson. Back to Davis. He fires a 3-ball from the left point. No good off the front of the iron. Rebound comes down to Piqua in the form of Aiden Meyer. Meyer will hand the ball off to Kemp, who drives down the lane. No good. Rebound once again to Lyons. This time up, no good. He'll pass it back out. Ball's tipped and retained possession by Piqua. Kemp will set the offense in between the circles. He hits a rolling Lyons, who makes a layup, and he has 4 points.
All right, great start. Yeah.
Nice screen and roll from Piqua up top.
Yep.
Lyons with his second bucket of the game, and Piqua takes a 4-2 lead. Jack Davidson drives left around his defender, up and in.
Oh, nice drive.
So far we've had 2 people score, 1 from each team. Both of them have 2 buckets, and the score is 4-4. Almost 2 minutes into the ballgame. There's a steal by Carter Elsner. Nice. He will drive down the right side. Kemp will get called for a reach-in foul. That'll be Piqua's first foul, and the Jackets will inbound underneath their own basket.
He read that play very well.
Chris Hudgens will trigger for the Jackets underneath as Coach Taylor calls out the play. Looking, he passes it into Davis, fires up a layup, no good. Off the glass, rebound comes down to Lyons. He outlets to Kemp, who will bring it up the right side, guarded by Conley New. Kemp gets around New. Ball's going to be blocked by Landon Davis. Ball comes down to New. He tries to pass it into Hudgens, but it's going to be stolen by Maxwell King. Good job by Piqua getting back on defense.
That was a nice defensive play by Piqua.
This time Bayman will bring it up for Piqua. Guarded by Davidson. He drives right. Shot off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Davidson. He'll pass it off to Landon Davis, and he'll slow it down a little bit for the Jackets. 4:30 to go in the first quarter. All knotted up at 4. Carter Elsner has the ball for the Jackets. He'll pass to Jack Davidson between the circles. Back to Elsner. Jackets run a little bit of offense here. Looks like a motion offense as Davidson drives left, and he's going to be hit in the head. And that's going to be the second foul, I believe, on number 5, Tanner Kemp.
Yep.
Pretty important here in the early going is he's taking care of a lot of the point guard duties so far for Piqua. Yep. Piqua will make their first substitution as Corey Miller will check in for Kemp, who will sit down with 2 fouls. Chris Hudgens inbounding for the Jackets. Ball goes into Elsner. He'll bring it back out to the right corner and pass back out to Landon Davis. Guarded by the newly checked in Corey Miller. Davis drives right. It's cut off by Miller. Passes to Conley New. He drives around Lyons. Layup up and in.
Nice.
Really nice move there by Conley New. reminding me a little bit of George Mikan from back in the day, and the Jackets take a 6-4 lead.
That's a nice reference there.
You don't know who that is.
Yes, I do.
There's a ball stolen by Chris Hudgens from Piqua. He'll hand it off to Landon Davis. He'll slow it down again for the Jackets. Guarded by Miller up top. He's going to get a ball screen from Conley New. Stops, thinks about a three from the left point, but he looks to pass it to the left wing to Davidson. Now back up to Davis in between the circles. He's going to drive around Miller. Nice pass to Jack Davidson, who makes another bucket, and the Jackets take an 8-4 lead. Is that 6 points for Davidson, and we're going to have a timeout. Piqua. 3:22 to go in the first quarter. Jackets lead 8-4. We'll be back in just a moment. Jackets off to a really nice start as they lead 8-4. Have gotten 4 pretty good looking shots underneath off some nice drives and dishes and everything. Caleb, your thoughts early on here?
I mean, I've seen some pretty nice plays from the Sidney Yellow Jackets so far. Some great drives.
So Piqua will have the ball coming out of the timeouts. Newly checked in now is number 21, Landon Hare. That's H-A-R-E. I wonder if that's a relation to the athletic director. Chip Hare from Piqua. There's going to be a foul by Carter Elsner as he gets a little bit too handsy, and that'll be Sidney's second team foul. Foul will be on the floor, so Piqua's going to inbounds underneath their own basket. Trigger man will be Maxwell King. He'll pass it into Miller. Looks inside the lines. Ball's tipped. Scrum on the floor. It's going to be eventually a jump ball between Elsner and Miller. And the alternating possession should give the ball back to the Jackets. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Freshman basketball. The first of 3 games here this evening, and we'll carry all 3 live here on TV Productions. Landon Davis has the ball between the circles. He'll pass on the left wing to Davidson. Fires a 19-footer, might have gotten fouled or thought he was fouled. Rebound comes down to Hudgens. Back out to Davis, who will reset for the Jackets. He'll fire a 3-ball from the left point. No good. Rebound. Battled for. Comes down to Miller from Piqua. Miller drives down the left side. Stops for a layup. And he's going to be fouled from behind. That foul's going to be on Chris Hudgens. That'll be his second. He picked up a moving screen earlier in the ballgame, and that one, of course, a tough foul. But when you try to block from behind, Caleb, a lot of times you're going to get that call.
Yeah, that's true.
Our first free throws of the ballgame are going to come in the form of Corey Miller from Piqua as he'll shoot 2. His first shot is up, no good off the front of the iron. Going to get a substitution. Dalton Smith will check in for his first action for Sidney as he replaces Hudgens. Hudgens will sit down with 2 fouls. Also, Tanner Kemp for Piqua has 2 fouls, and he's on the bench at the moment. Second free throw up for Miller as he tries to cut the deficit and is unable to. Rebound is going to be battled for. Could have been over and back there, but might have missed that one. Neil Bayman will have it. Fires a 3-ball from the right point. Almost banks it in. Rebound comes down to Lyons. Back up. No good off the glass. Ball's batted out to King. He fires an elbow shot. No good. And now the rebound to Neil Bayman. About 4 offensive rebounds for Piqua. Hare has the ball. He's guarded by Conley. New, and that shot is up and in.
Shots are going to fall when you get offensive rebounds.
Great point. Jackets had a couple chances there and were unable to get it. Lyons is obviously a load underneath. The Jackets are going to have to get a body on him. The lead is down to 2 now, 8-6. Sidney leads. Carter Elsner has the ball between the circles. He resets for the Jackets. Gives the ball off to Davis. Davis guarded by Miller. Looks to drive right. He's going to be cut off. Pass out to Elsner. Looks inside for Dalton Smith. Smith elects to try to pass back out. Ball's going to be tipped by Miller into the hands of Maxwell King, and Piqua will come down and try to tie it on this possession or maybe even take a lead with a 3-pointer. There's a ball screen by Hare. Bayman picks up his dribble, passes it off to Miller. He drives around Davidson, picks up the ball, passes to Hare. There's a running floater, no good from the right baseline. Rebound comes down to Davis. Davis pushes the ball for the Jackets. Drives down the right side, stops at the elbow, pass out to Carter Elsner, and will reset with Davis. 1:14 to go in the first quarter, 8-6. Sidney leads in this freshman boys basketball game. Davis passes out top to Davidson. Passes on the left side to Carter Elsner. Elsner, guarded closely by King, looks inside for Conley New, goes around Hare. Jump shot in the lane, no good. Rebound comes down to Hare. Good offense there by the Jackets, Caleb, just couldn't convert.
Nope.
Bayman will bring the ball across half court for Piqua. And he'll pass on the left side to Hare. Hare drives around New, running one-hander in the lane, up and in.
That was a nice shot.
Landon Hare with 4 points off the bench. And the game is knotted at 8. The Jackets might look to hold it for the last possession, although Davis looks like he's attacking. Davis is going to step out of bounds before a travel or a foul is called, and the ball's going to go back over to Piqua. 33.7 to go in the first quarter.
Good call.
Jackets picking up their pressure just a little bit. Bayman will give the ball off on the right side to Lyons. He drives on Dalton Smith. Nice move by Lyons, up and in.
Nice move, though.
He has 6 points now, and Piqua takes a 10-8 lead. Davis drives around Miller in the lane, and he'll get called for a charge. Good idea by Landon Davis. But a nice play there by Piqua to step in and take the charge, and they'll look to extend on their lead.
It was a nice play. He did see it coming.
Piqua currently on a 6-0 run as the Jackets led 8-4. 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Lyons has it on the right wing. He will make a cross-court pass to King. Fires a 6-foot jump shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Lyons. His shot near the buzzer is short. Rebound comes down to Davidson, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. After 1 in freshman boys basketball action, Sidney trails Piqua 10-8. We'll be back in just a moment. Back here at Sidney High School, a hotly contested first quarter. Caleb, what were your thoughts?
The Sidney started off good and did some good drives and stuff like that, but then Piqua obviously had that nice run at the end. Piqua is getting some pretty good rebounds down there.
Yeah, offensive rebounding has been an issue for the Yellow Jackets here in the earlier going. Lions has a boatload of them. As we start here in the second quarter, we have some substitutions on Piqua's side. Number 3, Evan Hensler, is into the ballgame for his first action. Also, number 12, Caven Wiles. For the Jackets, they'll send out the same group that ended the first quarter, as Hudgens is on the bench right now with 2 fouls. Kemp is on the bench for Piqua. 2 very important players for their respective squads. There's a 3 ball from the right side, and Hensler hits it.
First shot, first basket.
Landon Davis comes back on the other side, and he fires a 3 ball, and he hits it. First 3 points for Landon Davis, and that makes the score 13-11. A lot of action here in the first 30 seconds of the second quarter. Number 15, King, has it. He drives around Davis and drops it inside. Layup no good by Warner. Rebound comes down to the Jackets. Davis will pass on the left side to Davidson. Spin move. He'll pass it back out to Landon Davis. Goes inside. Nice pass. Unable to be corralled by New, and the ball ends up in the hands of Landon Hare. And here come the Indians. 13-11 is the score. Freshman boys basketball action. There's another 3 ball from Hensler, no good. Rebound comes down to Dalton Smith. He's had 2 shots off. I haven't had a chance to learn his name yet. Carter Elsner with the ball on the right side. He'll drive into the right corner. Around King. Jump shot is no good, but he's going to be fouled by Maxwell King, and that'll be King's first foul. Piqua's 3rd. And with 5:48 to go in the first half, Carter Elsner will go to the line with 2 shots and a chance to tie it up.
That happened last game we commentated. Somebody was scoring, he didn't know who they were.
That's right. Carter Elsner. First free throw of the game for the Jackets, and it's up and in. That cuts the deficit to 1. 13-12. That was the first point for Carter Elsner, looking for point number 2. Free throw up, no good. Rebound comes down to Caven Wiles from Piqua. He hands it off to Hensler, who will bring it up. Hensler with a 3 ball here in the early going of the second quarter. Thought about another one, passes instead to Hare. He stops, pops from 15 feet, good.
Nice shot.
Really nice move there by Landon Hare. He has 6 points off the bench. And the Jackets trail by 3. Carter Elsner has it on the left wing, passes to Davis. He'll drive down the right side, shot up and good, and he'll get a free throw.
Nice, there we go.
Nice move by Landon Davis. He got called for a charge on a similar move earlier in the ballgame. That time the defense was just a little bit late getting there. That foul is going to be on Landon Hare, his first. Piqua's fourth. Davis has a chance to tie the ball game up with a free throw. Up, no good, off the back of the iron, and we're going to have a rebound foul on the Jackets. As Conley New got a little too aggressive. Oh, I'm sorry, that foul's on Dalton Smith, actually. That'll be the Jackets' 5th team foul, so a common foul. Piqua will inbound and bring the ball down, leading by 1. Warner will tap it back to Hensler, who will set the offense for Piqua. Gets a nice ball screen from Hare. Ball's going to be dribbled off of, I believe, the Yellow Jackets. Ooh, Yellow Jackets might have got a break there as the ball's going to go over to the Yellow Jackets.
I didn't see that one.
Of course, I'm old. I might not be able to see. So.
I didn't see it either.
Landon Davis has it. Just over 5 minutes to go, and he'll set the offense for the Jackets. Davis gets a nice ball screen from Smith and a reverse layup. Up, no good. Rebound comes down to Carter Elsner. He fires it back out to Davidson, who shoots a 3 ball. No good. Another offensive rebound for Carter Elsner. And he'll pull back out and set the offense for the Jackets.
I like this aggressive play.
Conley New gets it at the elbow, drives left, stops, pops off the glass. No good. Rebound comes down to Hare from Piqua. He'll give it to Hensler, who will bring it up the floor. Good offense there. 3 opportunities for the Jackets. 3 good shots. Just couldn't get any of them to go. There's going to be a 3 ball on the right side by Wiles. No good. Rebound comes down to Davis. Davis goes behind the back, passes it up. Ball's going to be tipped from behind and ends up in the hands of Hensler, and that's a turnover. 15-14. Just over 4 minutes to go in the first half. Hensler has it guarded closely by Elsner. Count is on. Elsner tries for a steal, but before he can, he's going to get a 5-second call. Really good defense there by Elsner, but also by the rest of the Yellow Jackets not allowing Piqua to start their offense. We're going to get a substitution from Piqua's. Number 5, Kemp, checks back in. He'll replace King. Kemp has 2 fouls. And also number 1, Neil Bayman, will check back in as he replaces Evan Hensler. 15-14. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Jack Davidson hits a back-cutting Landon Davis, who misses a shot. Rebound comes down to Smith. He misses a layup. And this time the rebound will end up in the hands of Kevin Wiles from Piqua, who hands it off to Kemp. He drives around Landon Davis and brings the ball up the floor. Kemp facing a trap, gets it off to Warner. Ball swung around into the left corner where Kevin Wiles will fire a 3 ball. No good. Rebound ends up in the hands of Hare on the ground. He passes it and it's stolen by Elsner. Piqua steals it right back. And Hare's going to get it back. A 3 ball from the left point, no good. Rebound comes down to Davis. Boy, that was crazy.
That was.
Davis has the ball. He will drive on Warner. Stop, back cut by Davidson. Nice reverse layup. Just doesn't quite go. Rebound comes down to Warner from Piqua. He hands it off to Kemp, who will bring it across half court.
That was a nice play.
A lot of action here in the last minute, but no scoring, as the score remains 15-14 in favor of Piqua. There's Bayman driving around Elsner. He tries to avoid the contact, misses the shot. Rebound comes down to Landon Davis, who's going to dribble off his foot out of bounds, and the ball will go back to Piqua with 3 minutes even to go in the first half. An up and down freshman ball game here.
Yep.
And a close one. Kemp has it. He's guarded by Davis. Drives right. Nice pass into the lane. But before Hare gets a shot off, we're going to get a foul on the Jackets. That foul is on Landon Davis, and that'll be his second. So 2 Yellow Jackets now with 2 fouls each, as Hudgens has 2 and Davis has 2. Substitution for Piqua. Number 4, Aiden Meyer, will check in for number 14, Desmond Warner. And also for the Jackets, number 13, Landon LaPointe, will see his first action as he checks in for Landon Davis. So 2 key Jackets with 2 fouls sitting on the bench here to end the first half. See if the Jackets can maintain contact. There's a fadeaway 15-footer by Landon Hare. How did that go in, Sparks?
I don't know.
Nice shot by Hare.
He's doing nothing wrong.
He's got 8 points, and Piqua leads by 3. Carter Elsner stops in the lane, hands it off to Jack Davidson. Spin move, off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Kemp, battled by LaPointe. LaPointe has the ball. He'll pass it off to Jack Davidson, and the Jackets retain possession. Elsner has it between the circles. Passes on the elbow to Conley New. One stop, jump shot, good.
This was some crazy last few minutes.
Absolutely. Good hustle by Landon LaPointe to get the ball back for the Jackets. Conley New capitalizes off the glass to pull the Jackets within 1. There's a step-back jumper by Kemp, good. 2 straight possessions where Piqua's hit some tough jump shots. Those are the first 2 points for Kemp, who's been saddled with foul trouble much of the first half. Carter Elsner will set the offense for the Jackets as we go under 2 minutes in the first half. Elsner looking to drive on Bayman. Hits a rolling LaPointe. Shot up, no good, but rebound comes down to Dalton Smith, who puts it back up and in.
Nice putback.
19-18. Kemp with the ball. He'll drive around LaPointe, but he's going to get hand checked. We'll see who we call the foul on here. It could have been LaPointe or Davidson. They're going to call it on LaPointe. That is his first foul. And the Yellow Jackets' 7th foul. So consequently, Kemp will get a 1-and-1 bonus situation to try to extend the lead so far. Kemp has not been to the line, but does have 2 points. He eyes it, he flies it, and he hits it. Gives Piqua a 2-point lead, 20-18. We're going to get a substitution before the second free throw. Number 20, Tate Adams, will check in. Looks like for, I thought maybe for the shooter, but it is not. Instead, he's going to get Caven Wiles a break. 1:38 to go in the first half. Piqua leads by 2. Kemp with the back end of a 1-and-1 here. Fires it, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound comes down to Adams, who can't quite corral it. The ball go out of bounds and will end up going to the Yellow Jackets. 1:36 to go in the first half. Yellow Jackets trying to pull even or maybe even take a lead with a 3. Carter Elsner running point right now with Landon Davis on the bench with 2 fouls along with Chris Hudgens. Elsner finds LaPointe, back to Elsner. He'll drive down the right side, stop. Nice move in the lane by Carter Elsner.
Nice.
Elsner now with 3 points, and we have a tie ball game, 20-20. Kemp will set the offense for Piqua between the circles. Fires a 3 ball from the point, and he banks it in. Did he call that?
I don't know.
He now has 6 points, does Tanner Kemp. And Piqua has a 3-point lead. Jack Davidson gets a ball screen from Dalton Smith, but that's going to be an illegal ball screen.
Yep.
Thought he got away with a couple early on. He didn't get away with that one. Right in front of the official. That'll be his 2nd foul. We're going to get a substitution as Dalton Smith's going to go to the bench. So all 3 bench players for the Yellow Jackets have 2 fouls. And Jaden Shear will see his first action. Kemp, who just hit a 3 on the last possession, guarded by LaPointe. Nice help defense from Davidson. Spin move by Kemp. He fires a cross-court pass to Aiden Meyer. 3 ball from the left corner, no good. Rebound comes down to Conley New. Davidson has it for the Jackets. He hands it off to Carter Elsner. Had a nice driving bucket just a couple possessions ago. He's guarded out front by Bayman. Carter Elsner drives down the right side, kicks to Shear. Thinks about a 3. Instead, passes it to Davidson. Saved by Davidson. Ball goes into Shear. He'll fire a 5-footer, no good. Rebound comes down to Conley New. Spin move off the glass, no good. Rebound to LaPointe. Battled for, ends up in the hands of Aiden Meyer. He'll try to hit Kemp up the right side, but the ball's going to go out of bounds. And with 9.6 seconds, the Yellow Jackets look to get the last shot and hopefully pull closer or maybe even tie it up. Davidson has the ball, 6 seconds to go in the first half. Nearly stolen by Kemp. He hands it off to Elsner. Elsner's going to fire a long, almost half-court shot that's going to end up short. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first half as the Jackets trail 23-20. Jackets were outscored in that second quarter 13-12 after being outscored in the first quarter 10-8 to bring us to our halftime score of 23-20. Sparksy, any thoughts?
Been some pretty crazy last few minutes, I have to admit, but I still like that the Jackets are holding on, stuff like that.
Absolutely, and the Jackets battled some pretty serious foul trouble there at the end of the first half. We're able to come out only down by 3. We'll be back in about 5 minutes as the halftime clock nears 3 or 4 minutes to go, and we'll go over a couple of stats and maybe preview the JV and varsity games tonight. Once again, we'll be carrying all 3 ball games here from Sidney High School. I'm Greg Snyder along with Caleb Sparks right now for the freshman game. At halftime, Piqua leads Sidney 23-20. We'll be back in a few minutes. now, or you want to wait between games?
I mean, I'm fine.
What's that? I'm good. I don't need anything to eat as much as I'll probably need something to drink, but we can wait between games.
I can eat this now.
You're good. Back here at halftime. Before we get going here, reviewing the first half where the Yellow Jackets trail Piqua in this freshman game by a score of 23-20. Let's look ahead to the varsity game just a little bit. We'll try some new graphics and see how things work. First of all, the standings coming into the ball game. Sidney will come into tonight's contest in first place in the GWalk American North at 2-0. Of course, their lone loss was against Mason earlier this season in the second game. They are tied atop with Butler, who's also 2-0, and undefeated overall, freshly off a win over Wayne. The Yellow Jackets travel down to Vandalia on Tuesday to take on Butler in what I'm sure will be a very important matchup, as will this one tonight, in determining the American North final standings. Piqua comes in winless. They're 0-2 in the North and 0-3 overall. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on tonight. Comparing the two teams, Sidney comes in averaging 63 points a game versus Piqua's 46. Sidney's giving up 53 points a game to Piqua's 61. And you can see the rest of the stats there. Something that really jumps out: assists per game and turnovers per game. Piqua turning the ball over 19.3 times a game, and Sparks against this Yellow Jacket pressure defense in the varsity game, that could smell some trouble, hopefully, for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, it's good for us, but that's just something they cannot do.
I'm sure that'll be a point of emphasis from Piqua in the varsity matchup. Like I said, we will carry that ball game along with the JV contest. But first, let's finish this freshman game as we get under a minute to go in halftime. Let's review the scoring after one quarter. The Jackets trailed 10-8, by 2, and then were outscored by Piqua 13-12 in the second quarter to bring us to our halftime score of 23-20. Leading scorer for the Jackets is Jack Davidson. Jack Davidson had 3 early buckets for 6 points. He's followed by Landon Davis, who hit a 3-ball and also a shot in the lane for 5 points. Conley New has 2 buckets for 4 points. Carter Elsner has 3 points on a field goal and a free throw. And Dalton Smith has a putback for 2 points. For Piqua, they are led in scoring by bench player Landon Hare. He came in, made some tough shots. He has 8 points here at half. They also have 6 points from Tanner Kemp, who was saddled with foul trouble much of the first half. Caleb Lyons has 6 points, all of them in the lane, and that's all that Piqua has scored so far. Yellow Jackets have the ball to start the second half. Landon Davis drives down the right side. Layup is going to be partially blocked. He gets his own rebound, goes back up, no good. Rebound comes down to Lyons. He's going to be tied up by Davis. Piqua will have the ball, but the arrow will turn back over to the Jackets on the next alternating possession. And Piqua will have the ball for their first possession of the second half. And excuse me, I also missed 3 points by Evan Hensler as he came off the bench and hit a 3. There's a 3-ball by Kemp, no good. In and out, rebound. Battled for comes down to Piqua's Aiden Meyer. He goes back to Kemp. Running shot in the lane, no good. Rebounded by Davis, and he'll bring it up for the Jackets. Jack Davidson drives around his defender, makes a shot, a tough shot. And we'll get a free throw. That foul on Landon Hare, who starts this half after the 8 points in the first half. Jack Davidson now has 8 points, looking for 9, and also looking to tie the ball game up. 6:22 to go in the third quarter. We're early on here in the third quarter. That free throw no good. Rebound down to Hudgens. His putback no good, and Piqua will clear the ball with Lyons, who gives it to Kemp. Kemp driving around Davidson. It's help defense from Davis. Hands it off for King, who misses a shot, but the rebound down to Lyons, back up and in. He's got 8 points, and I'd say 6 of those are on offensive rebound buckets. Jack Davidson drives around his defender again. Ball's tipped back into his hands. 18-footer, no good. In and out. Rebound comes down to Landon Hare. Passes it off to Kemp, who will bring it across the timeline. Kemp, guarded by Davidson. Drives right down the lane. Bodied by New. Misses the shot. Gets his own rebound. Tries to pass inside, but before he can, we're going to get a foul that is on the pass. So the ball will go underneath to Piqua. That foul is going to be the first on Sidney here in the second half. And it is on Jack Davidson. That is Jack's first foul. And Sidney's first in the second half. Inbounds pass goes to Lyons underneath. Rims around, out, no good. Lyons tries to save it, and the ball go to the Jackets. Fortunate there for the Jackets, Caleb.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Davis has the ball. Guarded by Warner. He passes it to Davidson. Ball goes into New. Guarded by Line. Step around. Up, off the glass, and in. Conley New now with 6 points. The Jackets pull within 1. Tanner Kemp for Piqua has the ball. He'll pass on the left side to Meyer. Gives it off to Lyons. Lyons guarded by Conley New. He will kick out to Warner, who gives it back to Kemp. And he'll set the offense between the circles. Kemp drives left. Layup up underneath Conley New. No good. Rebound comes down to Davis. Good defense by New. Davis will pass on the right side to Davidson. He fires a 3-ball. Good.
Yeah, there we go.
First lead in a while for the Jackets as Jack Davidson now has 11 points and the first player in double figures, and the Jackets take a 2-point lead, 27-25. Landon Hare has the ball. He'll fire to Kemp, who fires a 3-ball from the right point. No good. Rebound battled for, comes down to Hare. Guarded by Hudgens. He'll pass it back out to Kemp. Stops, pops from 14 feet, partially blocked by Davidson into the hands of Lyons, and he's going to be fouled. Shot no good, but he'll get 2 free throws. The foul's going to be on Conley New, his first. And Lyons will go to the line for his first free throws of the ball game. So far, Piqua is 1 for 4 from the line. Lyons has 8 points on 4 buckets in the paint. First shot up, no good off the back of the iron.
A lot of rebounds, though, for him.
Lyons trying to pull the Indians within 1. Sets it, shoots it. This one's good, and he tells you about it. He now has 9 points, and it's a 1-point lead for the Jackets. Landon Davis has the ball. Pass on the left side to Davidson. Hits a cutting New in the lane. Spin move. Shot's no good off the back of the rim, and it'll be ping-ponged around out of bounds off of Lyons, which means the ball will go back to the Jackets, and Chris Hudgens will inbound. Hudgens, nice bounce pass inside to Landon Davis. Good out of bounds play by the Jackets, and Landon Davis now with 7 points. Good play there by Coach Taylor and the Yellow Jackets. They lead by 3. Kemp, ball's going to be stolen by Conley New. He'll hand it off to Landon Davis, and the Jackets will try to extend their lead. Davis drives around Warner. Running shot from the right side, no call. Rebound comes down to Conley New. Bullies his way inside. Shot up, no good. Rebound down to Hare. He'll pass off to Kemp, who pushes it up the floor fast for the Piqua. He's going to be fouled on a layup shot by Chris Hudgens, and I believe that'll be Chris Hudgens' 3rd foul. We'll see if that's who they call it on, and they do.
Yep.
Hudgens with 3 fouls now. That'll be the Yellow Jackets' 3rd of the second half. Kemp's going to shoot 2 free throws. He has been to the line 1 time today in the first half where he split a pair. This free throw is off the side of the rim, no good. Jackets will make a substitution. Dalton Smith will check in for for Hudgens, who has 3 fouls. For Piqua, Neil Bayman will check in along with number 22, Corey Miller. Kemp has 6 points so far, looking for 7. Free throw in and out, no good. Rebound down to Lyons again. His shot is no good. And on the rebound, he will commit a foul on Jack Davidson. Caleb Lyons picking up his first foul. And I'm not saying that the officials have missed calls, but that just shows you with how active he's been underneath to not have any fouls. The Yellow Jackets need to get a little better position.
Yes.
Davis has the ball. He'll kick out to Davidson. Nice drive down the lane. Shot off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Aiden Meyer in traffic for Piqua. He hands it off to Kemp. Kemp quickly pushes it up floor. Now he'll reset. Fire a long 3-ball, good.
That was a nice shot.
Steph Curry-esque. Kemp now with 9 points, and we have a tie ball game, 29-29, 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Landon Davis, guarded by Corey Miller out top. Gives it to New, hands it back to Davis, goes inside. Inside, outside. There's a 3-ball by Davis, no good. Good offense. Rebound comes down to Davidson. Reverse layup on the putback, no good. And Lyons corrals it for Piqua. Kemp quickly down the floor, coast to coast, and lays it in. Kemp leads Piqua with 11 points. And they lead by 2. There's going to be a reach-in foul by Kemp, and that could be important. That's his 3rd. Jackets took a little bit of a lead there in the first half when he had to sit down with 2 fouls. And he's been on quite a run here in the 3rd quarter. Really nice player for Piqua. Landon Davis has it for the Jackets. He drives left. And we're going to get a double dribble, palming, travel, whatever you want to call it, on the Jackets. Usually you're okay if you pick that up, but if you try to dribble it again is when they usually call something. The Yellow Jackets will try a little bit of pressure here. We're going to get a body foul in the backcourt by Landon Davis. That'll be his 3rd, so now Davis joins Hudgens with 3 fouls. And the Yellow Jackets have 4 fouls as a team. Kemp guarded closely by Davidson. He'll spin, drive down the right side. Layup no good. Rebound to Lyons from Piqua. Up, no good, but he's going to be fouled and head back to the line. Boy, we're having trouble keeping him off the glass, aren't we, Caleb?
Yeah, he's just getting everything.
That foul on Conley New, his 2nd. Sidney's 5th. Lyons will go back to the line where he split a pair earlier in this quarter. He has 9 points, looking to get into double figures and join Tanner Kemp. Caleb Lyons shooting 2. Free throw no good off the back of the iron. 2:12 to go in the 3rd quarter. Freshman basketball ahead of JV basketball, ahead of varsity basketball. All here on our YouTube channel for SHS TV Productions. Second shot by Lyons. It's no good. Rebound is going to be saved by Davidson. He gives it off to Davis. Bring it up for the Jackets. Passes to New. Give and go back to Davis, and he's going to be fouled on the pass. That's one where you almost wish he would have thrown it at the rim so you could have gotten 2 shots, Caleb. Foul's going to be on Lyons. Just a moment ago we talked about how he only had 1 foul. Well, now he has 2. Jacket inbound play. We hit a rolling Landon Davis who lays it up and in. Nice inbounds pass by Conley New to Landon Davis. Sign of good coaching. 2 out-of-bounds buckets underneath here by the Jackets in the 3rd quarter. Handoff goes to Kemp. He drives down, makes a layup. He now has 13 points, and Piqua takes the lead right back. Landon Davis calling out the offense for the Jackets. He'll pass on the left side to Carter Elsner, who tiptoes to keep the ball in bounds. Gets a ball screen, drives down the lane. Ball's poked away and into the hands of Corey Miller. Hands it off to Kemp, who will bring it up floor and across the timeline for Piqua. 33-31, hotly contested freshman basketball game. It's been back and forth. Kemp gets a ball screen, fires a 15-footer, no good. Off the front of the iron, rebound comes down to Jack Davidson for Sidney. So he brings it across half court. Just over a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Yellow Jackets trail by 2. Davis gives it to Conley New, turns, fires a 15-footer, no good. Rebound to Caleb Lyons for Piqua. Tanner Kemp brings the ball up the floor. He'll stop, pop from the left wing. 3 ball, no good off the back of the iron. Ball ends up in the hands of Lyons. Try to go back into Lyons. This is going to be tipped out of bounds. It'll remain with Piqua. And we're going to get a timeout, a 30-second timeout by Piqua, along with the substitution as Desmond Warner is going to come in. We have 44 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Yellow Jackets trail 33-31. Let's recap the scoring so far. Landon Hare for Piqua had 8 first-half points. Evan Hensler had a 3 ball in the first half for 3 points. Tanner Kemp, he has 7 points here in the second half for a total of 13 after 6 in the first half. Caleb Lyons has had a nice second half as well. He had 6 points in the first half, 3 here in the 3rd quarter for 9 points, and that's the scoring for Piqua. For Sidney, Conley New has a bucket here in the second half to bring his total to 6. Jack Davidson has 11 points. Landon Davis has added, I think I'm a math teacher here, 9 points. Dalton Smith has a putback in the first half for 2 points, and Carter Elsner has 3. There's a 3 ball from Kemp. It's going to be tipped by Landon LaPointe, who just checked in for the Jackets. Into the hands of Davidson. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds by Kemp, but Yellow Jackets will have the ball. 36 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Davidson, Elsner, New, Smith, and LaPointe on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Carter Elsner has it between the circles. Jackets might be trying to hold for 1 here, as Davis and Hudgens on the bench with 3 fouls each. Carter Elsner stops, hands it off to Smith, who fires an air ball from 15 feet. Ball is saved by Conley New. Nice hustle. Jack Davidson can't quite get his hands on it. Ends up in the hands of Piqua. Here's Kemp down the right side, up and in, and he's fouled. Tough sequence there for the Jackets.
Yep.
Couldn't quite hold on to the ball in the front court. And then a really nice move by Kemp in the back court. In the forecourt. As he makes a layup, is fouled, and is going to go to the line to try for his 16th point. So far, 1 for 4 from the game is Tanner Kemp from the free throw line. Free throw this time is up and good. He has 16 points. Jackets will try to push and get a shot off here. Conley New has it. He's driving down the middle of the lane. Before he can get his pass off, he's going to get a charge taken by Caleb Lyons. That foul on New is his 3rd of the quarter and his 3rd overall. And although that was, I think that's what the question is here. Although that was Sidney's 7th team foul, it was a player control foul, so no free throws resulting. Piqua will inbound, having to go the length of the court with 2.2 to go in the 3rd quarter. They lead by 5, their biggest lead in a while. Ball goes to Kemp. He'll fire a long 3-point shot, and he's going to be fouled. Let's see if we give him 3 shots. It looks like they will.
It's just something you can't do.
Tough foul there. 3 shots, 2 for 5 from the line so far as Tanner Kemp. Makes this one for point number 17. Extend the lead to 37-31 with the 3rd quarter all but over with only 0.2 to go on the clock. Yellow Jackets have played tight the entire game, in fact have led for several minutes, but really strong finish here to the 3rd quarter by Piqua to take a little bit of a command in this ball game. That's 3 straight free throws now going back to last possession that Tanner Kemp has made. He has 18 points, looking for 19. He eyes it, he flies it, misses the last. Rebound will come down to New, and he cannot get off a shot before the end of the 3rd quarter. Piqua outscores the Yellow Jackets in that quarter, 15-11 to extend their lead to 7, 38-31. We'll be back for the conclusion of the freshman game right after this. Back here for the conclusion of the freshman ball game. Yellow Jackets trail 38-31. Starting the 4th quarter for the Yellow Jackets, who will have the ball to start the 4th quarter, will be Conley New, Hudgens, Davidson, Elsner, and Davis. New gives it to Davis. See if the Yellow Jackets can make a comeback here, Sparksy.
I hope so.
Carter Elsner will set it up for the Yellow Jackets. He'll get a screen from Chris Hudgens. Elsner drives, is going to be cut off by Piqua. There's a 3 ball from the right side by Davidson, no good. Rebound comes down to Landon Hare. He'll give it to Kemp. They are joined on the floor by Piqua's Meyer, and here's Corey Miller with a driving layup. Miscommunication there by the Jackets. Nobody picks up Miller, and he gets his first bucket of the ball game. Elsner is going to fire a top of the key 3 ball, no good. Rebound saved by Conley New into the backcourt. Allowed to go get that, but Piqua ends up with the ball in the form of Maxwell King, who gets his first bucket of the ball game. And Miller and King, with their first buckets each in the 4th quarter, have given Piqua a commanding 11-point lead. Elsner has it for the Jackets. Guarded by King, gets a ball screen from Hudgens. The pass off to Davidson. Davidson, shot fake, drives down the lane, layup up and in, and he's fouled. Important basket there, Sparksy.
Yep.
Davidson now with 13 points. The foul's going to be on Landon Hare, his third. Davidson will go back to the line where he has missed his only attempt earlier in the ball game on a similar type of situation when he was trying to convert the old-fashioned three-point play. This one as well is no good. Rebound to New. Shot's going to go off the glass, no good. Rebound down to Kemp for Piqua. He pushes the ball fast up the floor. Kemp has 18 points to lead Piqua in all scorers. Now he has 20 as he drives around Landon Davis and lays it up and in. 44-33, 5.5 to go in the first of 3 ball games here at Sidney High School. Going to get a palming violation on Landon Davis. Ball will go back to Piqua. And they'll look to extend their lead. Kemp with it between the circles. A pass on the right side to Meyer. Goes inside to Hare. Turnaround jump shot. Guarded by Hudgens. Good defense by Chris Hudgens. And the Jackets will get the ball back. Davis has it. Gets away from trouble as he gives it to Conley New. He stops on the right wing. Gives it back to Landon Davis, who will reset the offense. Davis guarded closely by Miller. He'll drive around Miller. Nice cross-court pass to Elsner. Step back 15-footer. No good. Rebound to Hudgens. Saved. Battled for on the floor. Ends up in the hands of Kemp for Piqua. Kemp driving down the right side. Guarded by Hudgens. Stops, pops. Good. Kemp now with 22 points, and we're going to get a timeout by Coach Taylor and the Yellow Jackets. Nice run here by Piqua in the second half. And we're going to get a technical foul on Piqua for taunting, I believe. But we'll discuss that after the timeout in just a moment. Back here in the fourth quarter, the Yellow Jackets are going to start coming out of this timeout with 2 attempts from a technical foul on Piqua. Did you get any details on that, Caleb?
I don't know. They said something about, I think, 22 throwing an elbow or something. That's what it looked like by the referees.
Gotcha. Well, if that's the case, that'll be a personal foul on Corey Miller, which is his first, which at this point in the ballgame is pretty much irrelevant, but the Jackets do get 2 free throws.
Yep, that's important.
And the most important thing of the evening is that it's officially a boys basketball game as Brett Bickle, the DJ for the Jackets, has joined us. Yeah. Playing some Aerosmith to start. That's a strong start.
That is a very strong start, I have to agree.
Landon Davis is going to go to the line where he is 0 for 1 so far, but he'll get 2 free throws here from the technical free throw. First one is no good. Davis has 9 points. Gets his second free throw here, trying to get into double figures and join Jack Davidson, who has 13 points for the Jackets. Davis eyes the second free throw. This one as well is off the back of the iron. And it will be Yellow Jacket ball. 4:44 to go in the ball game. They trail by 13 after leading in the third quarter, but Piqua has gone on a really nice run.
Very nice run.
Chris Hudgens inbounds for the Jackets. He'll pass to Landon Davis. He's going to bring it across half court, guarded by Corey Miller. Davis driving right, is bumped. He's going to hit the layup and is fouled. So Landon Davis does get into double figures, and he'll head right back to the free throw line. The Yellow Jackets try to bring the game back to a 10-point game. That foul is going to be on Corey Miller, his second. Yellow Jackets will be in the bonus from here on out as Davis trying to make his first free throw of the ball game, and does. Gives Landon Davis 12 points, and the Yellow Jackets are going to pick up the pressure here a little bit, 46-36. 4:34 to go in the ball game. Kemp has the ball in the backcourt. The ball is brought across by Piqua. They'll go in the right corner. There's going to be a tip by Landon Davis out of bounds. Ball will stay with Piqua. Inbounding for Piqua, number 4, Aiden Meyer. Gets the ball into Maxwell King in the right corner. They'll bring it back out to Kemp. Set the offense to the volleyball line. Piqua probably doesn't mind running a little bit of clock here. Kemp drives around Elsner, and he's going to shoot and miss, but be fouled. So Kemp will go back to the free throw line where he spent much of this second half. The foul's on Conley New. After no fouls in the first half, he now has 4 here in the second half. Kemp has 22 points, so he goes to the line for 2 free throws. First shot no good. We're going to get a substitution. Dalton Smith checks in for the Yellow Jackets, replacing New with 4 fouls. And also in with 3 points, Evan Hensler is going to replace Aiden Meyer. Second free throw upcoming for Tanner Kemp. Makes this one to extend the lead to 11 and give himself 23 points. Landon Davis has the ball. He drives around Warner. Dishes off to Hudgens. Nice pass by Landon Davis. Layup no good. Rebound comes down to Warner for Piqua. He pushes it up the sideline to Kemp. Cross-court pass is going to be knocked out of bounds by Jack Davidson, but Piqua will keep the ball. King's going to inbound for Piqua. He's joined by Hare, Hensler, Kemp, and Warner on the floor. Kemp, shot fake, drive down the right side of the lane. Dishes it off to Hare. Shot is long, no good, into the hands of Landon Davis from Sidney. Jackets need some buckets here. Been a very competitive game. Piqua's gotten away a little bit here in the second half. Carter Elsner thinks about a 3 ball, but instead he likes to reset the offense between the circles. Looking for Landon Davis, guarded closely by Kemp. Davis tries to drive right, now step back 3 ball from the right side, no good off the side of the rim. Rebound to Jack Davidson. Nice cross over dribble as he drives in, and he's going to be fouled and get 2 shots. Foul from Piqua is on number 14, Desmond Warner, his first. Piqua's 8th, but we'll get two free throws here on the shooting foul from Jack Davidson. First shot no good by Davidson, who is now 0 for 3 from the line, but has 13 points. Substitution for Piqua. Corey Miller will check in for Desmond Warner. Davidson, second free throw is up and good. He now has 14 to lead the Jackets. 10-point game. Tanner Kemp with the ball. Passes up to Hensler, fires a 3 ball from the right side. No good long. Rebound into the hands of Hudgens, who saves it to Maxwell King. Running shot from the left side, no good. Comes down to Davis, who's going to dribble it out of bounds, and ball will go back to Piqua. Yellow Jackets close to making a little run here, Caleb. Just haven't been able to put it together. 47-37 is the score. Still 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Tanner Kemp, has it. Tries to pass inside to Hare. Ball's tipped back into the hands of Kemp. He'll try to drive around to Elsner and now pull it back out. Good defense by Elsner and Hutchins from Sidney. Kemp with a crossover is now going to pull it back out. Piqua running a little bit of clock here. Stolen away by Elsner. Great defense there by Carter Elsner. Looks like he's fouled from the side. No call, but we're going to get a jump ball instead, and the ball's going to go to Piqua. Host of substitutions here for Piqua. We'll try to get him as they get the ball, but into the game for the first time, I believe, number 11, Jesse Furman. Kaven Wiles is back in, number 12. He has played tonight. Number 10, Jackson Elliott, seeing his first action. And number 2, Quentin Yakub, I believe. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correct. Elliott has the ball, guarded by Elsner. Gives it off to Yakub, who's going to be fouled by Davidson, trying to get a steal for the Jackets, and that's going to be 2 free throws as the double bonus. That foul on Davidson is his 3rd, Sidney's 10th. So number 2 for Piqua, Quentin Yakub, will shoot 2 free throws. Once again, I apologize if I got the name wrong. First free throw for Quentin is up and no good. 2:21 to go. Still some time here for the Jackets. Only a 10-point ball game.
Yeah, only 10.
Second shot is good. It'll be Quinton's first point. The Jackets trail by 11. Carter Elsner with the ball between the circles. Gets a ball screen from Dalton Smith. Will drive down the left side. Wild shot, out of control, but there's a reason he was out of control, and that is because he was pushed. And Carter Elsner will go to the free throw line. That foul on Piqua is their 9th. Elsner is 1 of 2 from the line. He has 3 total points. He's going to get 2 more shots here. For a chance for points 4 and 5, he gets 4 to pull the Yellow Jackets within 10. That is Carter's 4th point of the ball game. Played some really nice defense as well, Sparks.
Yeah. You know if there's a rule in high school that, because after the shot, the Piqua player hit the rim. So I don't know if that should be anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that used to be a goaltend. There's a steal by the Yellow Jackets, Davidson. That's a good question, Sparks. I'll let you figure that out.
Okay.
The steal by Davidson on the inbounds pass. Jackets have the ball, but Carter Elsner is down. Didn't see exactly what happened, but it looks like he's grabbing the side of his face a little bit. We'll pause for just a moment while Beth Denkelson and Coach Taylor check that out, and we'll be back in just a moment. Carter Elsner getting a hand from the crowd as he walks off the floor. And then to make a substitution, Conley New's going to check in. Hope Carter's okay. Looks like he might be okay. 2:09 to go. Yellow Jackets will have the ball after the steal by Davidson. Looks like they're going to get it underneath where they have scored twice in this half. See if they can do it again. Inbounds pass goes to Hudgens, and they do. Nice pass by New. Hudgens with his first bucket. We got a 7-point ball game. Jackets with some pressure in the backcourt. There's another turnover by Piqua, and it looks like Piqua is going to bring back in their starters. 7-point ball game, 2 minutes to go. As a whole host of people come back in for Piqua. Conley New is going to inbounds. We're going to get a travel call by Landon Davis. And Piqua had the ball facing the Yellow Jacket pressure, which has caused 2 straight turnovers. Maxwell King inbounds to Kemp. He passes it off to Hensler, bringing it across half court. Miller fires an 18-footer from the left wing, good. Miller now with 4 points. Landon Davis has it for the Jackets. That's one of those shots, Sparksy, where the coach is going, no, okay. Nice shot. Davis has it on the right wing, looks inside for Hudgens. Ball's going to be tipped out of bounds by Piqua, and Sidney will inbound. This has been some of their best offense here in the second half, underneath their own basket. 1:36 to go, 9-point ball game. Conley New will pass it in to Jack Davidson, who's going to be fouled, and the Yellow Jackets go back to the line. Davidson just made his last free throw. He's 1 of 4. So far for the ball game, he has 14 points, looking for 15 and 16, and hopefully trying to pull this game a little bit closer. Jackets trail by 9. Just joining us, much of the first half was back and forth, as was the third quarter, and toward the end of the third quarter, Piqua got away a little bit. Led by 7 coming in here to the fourth quarter, and then extended that to as big as 13, I believe, is their biggest lead. First free throw by Davidson is no good. The second one is up and no good. Ball's going to be tipped out of bounds. No, saved by Hare of Piqua. He'll hand it off to Miller, who will give it to Hensler, who passes it into the front court to Kemp. Kemp will pass to Hensler between the circles. Hands it off to Kemp. Yellow Jackets need to show a little bit of urgency here. Hensler's going to fire a 3 ball, but he traveled first. And with 1:14 to go in the ball game, the Yellow Jackets have a chance to cut into a 9-point Piqua lead. Landon Davis is going to bring the ball across half court. Get a ball screen from Conley New. Davis driving down the left side. On the floor, battling with Miller. We're going to get a jump ball. The Jackets will have it. After a timeout by Coach Taylor, a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. Once again, coming up next will be our JV ball game between the Jackets and the Piqua Indians. And then later tonight, the 3-1 varsity Yellow Jackets will take on the visiting 0-3 Piqua Indians in the rivalry match. See what kind of jacket pack we get tonight, Sparks, for the first game.
Should be a big one.
I hope so. Man, it's been, seems like forever. With our first 4 games on the road, haven't had a chance to play at home. I imagine there'll be a little bit of excitement in the arena to see what is anticipated to be a pretty darn good Yellow Jacket ball club.
Yep, especially against a rival.
Good point. Ball goes into Davis. He drives around Taylor. Ball's tipped into the hands of Hudgens. He fires up a layup up and in. Hudgens now with 4 points here in the fourth quarter, 4 overall. Pressure in the backcourt by the Yellow Jackets. Kemp weaves his way through and is going to be fouled by Hudgens in the front court. That'll be Hudgens' 4th foul. We're going to get a free throw, 2 free throws from Kemp as the Jackets are in the double bonus. Kemp with 23 points to lead all scorers. Kemp's first free throw. Up, no good, off the back of the rim. And he'll get a second. 48.2, 7-point ball game. Still within reach, but the Yellow Jackets need to really be efficient from here on out. Second free throw is up and in by Kemp. He now has 24. Pushing the ball quickly up the side is Jack Davidson on Hensler. He'll kick out to Landon Davis. Thinks about a 3. Now goes inside to Smith. Turnaround jump shot is blocked by Hare into the hands of Davidson. His layup is blocked, and there's going to be a foul on Piqua. Davidson will shoot 2 more free throws. That foul on Kemp is his 4th. Davidson leads Sidney with 14 points. Although he's only 1 for 6 from the line. Now make that 2 for 7 and 15 points. 35 seconds to go in the ball game. Jackets trail by 7. Davidson's second shot, in and out. Rebound comes down to Hare from Piqua. He gives it to Kemp. Kemp is going to be fouled in the backcourt, but no call until we get a foul in the front court on Hudgens, and that'll be his 5th. And he'll be done for the ball game. Coach Taylor will have to make a substitution. Landon LaPointe will check in for Hudgens. As Kemp goes back to the free throw line again, subbing in for Piqua, number 12, Kaven Wiles. He'll replace Hare. Kemp shooting 2 free throws. Whereas I mentioned he has 24 points. Kemp eyes the shot. No good this time off the front of the rim. Piqua's going to make another substitution, it looks like. Jackson Elliott is going to check in for number 3, Evan Hensler. Hensler's going to sit down, probably for the game, with 3 points. Still a 7-point ball game, 51-44. Freshman basketball game. Piqua leading Sidney. Second shot by Kemp is no good as well. Rebound down to New. Jackets need to push it. New will give it to Davis. Guarded closely by Taylor. Davis into the front court, step back, thinks about a 3. Instead, he elects to go inside. The ball is stolen by Piqua. And Kemp will bring it across half court, and the Yellow Jackets might let Piqua run it out. Corey Miller with the ball. I think I said Taylor last time. It's Corey Miller. Going to get a jump ball. Nope, a foul on Conley New. That is also his 5th, so Jaden Shear will check in for him. Two seconds to go. Corey Miller, who has 4 points here in the second half and 4 points overall. Look to add to his point total before this is all said and done. Hotly contested ball game, Sparksy. We just couldn't quite come away with it.
That third quarter run by Piqua really got it.
It's a great point. Late third, early fourth, Piqua really got away, and it was largely due to the play of Tanner Kemp.
He was on fire.
Really had a nice ball game. Jackets couldn't quite stay in front of him. Second shot by Miller is also no good. Rebound comes down to King, and he'll dribble it out. That'll bring us to our final score of 51-44. Fourth quarter was a tie, actually, 13-13, but the Yellow Jackets were down by 7 going in, and they finished down by 7 as well. Recapping real quickly, the Yellow Jackets trailed after 1, 10-8. They were outscored by Piqua 13-12 in the second quarter, and at halftime they trailed by 3, 23-20. 15-11 was the score in the third quarter to give Piqua a 7-point lead, and then they held serve in the fourth quarter to finish winning by 7, 51-44. Player of the game from Piqua, number 5, Tanner Kemp. He had 24 points after some early foul trouble as well. Also scoring for Piqua, Landon Hare had 8 points off the bench. Evan Hensler had a 3-ball in the first half for 3 points. Maxwell King had a bucket for 2 points. Caleb Lyons was really tough on the boards. He ended with 9 points. 4 points from Cody Miller, and a free throw and a point for Quentin Yaqib. For the Yellow Jackets, they were led in scoring by Jack Davidson. He had 15 points, followed by Landon Davis, who had 12. Conley New had 6 for the Yellow Jackets. Chris Hudgens fouled out but had 4 points. Dalton Smith had 2. And Carter Elsner had 3. Carter Elsner had 5 points before leaving due to injury. Hopefully he's okay. So we're going to sign off of this stream for about 10 minutes. If you stay on our YouTube channel, like I said, we'll be offline here for about 8 minutes, and then we'll be back at about the 8-minute mark to go in warm-ups, where we'll preview the JV game, talk a little bit about the varsity game, recap the freshman game. We're here all night. The Yellow Jackets lose the opener 51-44, and they'll try to bounce back here in the JV game. Once again, look on Twitter or on our YouTube channel for the JV link, which we'll send out here in just a few moments. Closing out the freshman game, the Yellow Jackets lose 51-44. We'll be back with the JV game in about 10 minutes.